Happy Republic Day to all of you. So now if I talk about my favorite Republic Day memory, तो वो है दूरदर्शन पे बैठ के ना Republic Day parade देखना, which was a ritual in our family because my grandfather was in the army. Hi, hello, namaste. My name is RJ Manjula, and today I'm going to bring you my favorite books, patriotic books on India. But before that, let me just tell you that I've done a full Republic Day special show called 90s की झांकी. मतलब वो झांकियाँ भी होती थी ना रिपब्लिक डे परेड में. So 90s की झांकी नाम से ये शो मैंने किया है गाना पे, गाना म्यूजिक ऐप पे. So just listen to that show and give me feedback. Now back to my favorite patriotic books. My favorite patriotic book number 1, Letters from Kargil. By Diksha Dwivedi. It says the war through our soldiers' eyes. So this book is very close to my heart because I actually bought it from Kargil War Memorial, जो आपको पता ही है द्रास में है, and it was created in the memory of those soldiers who lost their lives in that Kargil war. ये कहानी खुद दीक्षा द्विवेदी ने लिखी है, जिनके फादर आर्मी में थे, and she lost her father to that Kargil war during that time in 1999. Diksha Dwivedi, the author of this book, is the daughter of late Major C.B. Dwivedi, who lost his life during Kargil War. So आप समझ सकते हैं कि इस बुक की जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है वो कितनी ऑथेंटिक है, कितनी फर्स्ट हैंड है और कितने इमोशन से भरी हुई है, स्पेशली फॉर द ऑथर. Now the speciality of this book is that this book has letters from all the soldiers. उनके last letters before they went to the war, या उनमें से कुछ वापस आए, बहुत सारे वापस नहीं आए, उन सब की कहानियाँ हैं. The best part about this book is that this book actually shows you or you can have a glimpse of our soldiers' personal lives, which is very rare. क्योंकि आर्मी मैन स्पेशली अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ दुनिया के सामने नहीं दिखाते हैं, बट थ्रू दीज लेटर्स विच दे रोट टू देयर फैमिलीज, क्योंकि वो टाइम था जब इंटरनेट नहीं था या व्हाट्सएप नहीं था. सो द ओनली वे टू स्टे कनेक्टेड विद योर फैमिली वाज जस्ट थ्रू दीज लेटर्स. So needless to say, this book will make you cry. It made me emotional so many times. It still does. I still have goosebumps. It has letters from कैप्टन विक्रम बत्रा, अनुज नायर, बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग जिन्होंने इस वॉर को बहुत डिटेल में डिस्क्राइब किया है. देर आर सम लेटर्स विच आर सो सिंपल एंड सो फनी बिकॉज एज इफ देयर वाज नथिंग हैपनिंग देयर. ये एक आर्मी मैन ही कर सकते हैं दैट इन दैट क्राइसिस सिचुएशन ऑल्सो दे हैड अ सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर. In fact, in one of the letter, a soldier has a simple request that if you can, please visit the place where we fought for your tomorrow. And that's the least we can do. We keep traveling to so many places all around the world. So इस बार अगर आप, what if we go to Kargil War Memorial at Dras and pay a tribute to all these soldiers. This is the place. I went there and I have to say that it's a life-changing experience. The other most interesting part about this book is the author's own story, like how she lost her father in that war. There are a few lines that I'm going to read for you. It's the madness in a soldier's blood that most of us will never understand. He was mad. He sat at the gunner's position and continued firing at the enemy. At that moment, a shell landed right next to him. As soon as he heard the shell coming, he asked all his boys to enter their tents. While screaming, "Andar jao," at the top of his voice, he forgot to run for his own life. It was too late and he was hit on the arm. Now the book also makes you realize that as civilians we have a completely different way of looking at our soldiers, because obviously we are proud of them and we want to be there for them. But what happens to a family person? I mean, the person who loses a father or a brother, what happens? What are the emotions they go through? Duty knocks on your door in the most unexpected of ways. When your son or brother or husband or father leaves you behind for the country and never comes back, you find yourself caught in a storm of emotions. You're angry, but you're proud. You want to cry your lungs out, but you also want to keep a brave face. You are resentful at the cruel hand fate has played, but you know you have to put up a dignified front. After all, it runs in the blood, or that's what they say. So if you also are one of those who get emotional, looking at the war scenes or the war movies, then this is the book for you, because this book will teach you a lot of lessons. My second most favorite patriotic book is Sniper's Eye by Manik Dhar. This is a story of a special para commando officer, Indian Army se hain wo, but due to certain situations he's living an ordinary life, like an ordinary corporate life, or life chal rahi hai, he's okay with it, until one day when he's watching a movie in a theater, in a mall actually, with his girlfriend Zoya. Or the person sitting in front of him gets shot at, he's murdered, and while following the killers, Aditya, who's the hero of this film, ends up killing one of the killers. So now then the story unfolds, how Indian Army is involved, what is the real story of Aditya, and why is he hiding from everyone that he was part of Indian Army, and how our politicians are involved. So this book has action, drama, thrill. You won't be able to put this book down without finishing it. This is really, really good. And also this book talks about a lot of propaganda and fake news that our Indian media is capable of spreading, how that affects, and also the lies that politicians feed you and you end up buying them. So I'm going to read few of my favorite lines and paragraph from this book. So this one says, I struggled to contain the familiar rage that I had felt over 3 years ago. A rage that told me to lash out, that told me that these people didn't deserve to be protected by the good men of the sort that I had known. Men who had died so that news anchors and human rights activists could talk in the air-conditioned comfort of their living rooms and studios. A rage at the betrayal that came from our own leaders hanging us out to dry when it was politically inconvenient for them to own up to their actions. It also talks about that how our Indian Army is very different from the other armies around the world. In a country where the army stays in the shadows, has no political ambitions, is strictly secular, and does not want the limelight, the irony is that our toughest warriors are sometimes the softest target for this media spectacle. And there's my most favorite paragraph which talks about war. When most people think of the army, they think it's about parades and patriotic songs. If they contemplate war, it's a movie style full of bombastic dialogues and heroic charges. War is actually about messy and bloody deaths, about grown men crying like babies when their guts are cut out, about the battle rage that makes you keep stabbing an enemy even after he is long dead, about nightmares of those dead haunting you long after the fight is over. They never show that on the news, because if people realized just how awful war is, they would stop asking for it so often. So these are the books that I believe will change the way you look at India and Indian Army, and I hope you read them and you like them. But I also want to know your favorite patriotic books, and I'll also definitely read them. So please leave your suggestions in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please like, comment, share, and also subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon. I'll be back with a new video very, very soon. Tab tak ke liye, Jai Hind.